Welcome to day 14 of How to Automate Your Law Firm in 90 Days. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. We are continuing with our Make.com 101 series. The time has come. In this video, we are going to discuss how to create a workflow automation step by step. Are you as excited as I am? Let's dive in. Let's get started. I am on my Make.com dashboard. Now, if you are new to Make.com or this is your first video with me, I want to say welcome. I will have a link up top so that you can go back and just get a little familiar with Make.com, and then you can hurry back to this video. So I am going to go to my scenarios section, and now I am going to click create a new scenario. In this area, this is where the magic happens. So I want to talk through a little bit to explain what is going on. This big purple dot is what is called the trigger. This is the party starter. For any events or subsequent events to happen, it always has to start with a trigger. And this big purple button shows you this is how you get started. Okay. Now, as you see that on the right hand side, there are different apps. And in my templates video on yesterday, I talked about all of the templates Make.com offers that you can leverage to jumpstart your workflow automations. Either you can just use it standalone by itself, or you can use it and add on apps as well. Either way, it's a great way to start. One of the reasons I love Make.com. Okay. Now, for let's take a step back. When you're thinking about your workflow automation, and I'll start talking about that first, and then we'll dive into the automation. When you are thinking about your workflow automation, think about the process it will take, kind of like a recipe, step by step, what it will take for something to happen. So, for this workflow automation, what I'm going to do is we are going to go step by step creating a social media post. Okay, we're going to create a social media post on LinkedIn. So the first thing that you have to ask yourself is, okay, what do I need in order to create a social media post? Well, you need an idea, or if you already have something written down, or you know what you want to say in that post, that's great. I'm going to act as if I'm not a creative because I'm more technical than creative most times. So I'm going to need help with ChatGPT. But first, before I use ChatGPT, what I'm going to do is I need to house my idea somewhere. In order for me to do that, and here you see I have a Google Sheet open, and I'm going to go back to Make.com in just a moment. In my Google Sheet, this is what I'm going to use. Now, I know that if you've been with me for some of my videos, you know that I have talked about how much I love Airtable. I don't want you to think I'm cheating on Airtable. I just know that I may not have convinced you yet to fall in love like Airtable as I have. So you might still be using Google Sheets. No judgment. Okay. So I'm going to use Google Sheets because if this is what Google Sheets is used a lot, and I want to use what an app that's used a lot of the times or most of the times by users, just so you can have an idea of how to create an automation with what you have present day. Now, in the future, I will win you over to Airtable, but right now, present day, you're on Google Sheets again, no judgment. And I don't want you to think I don't still love Airtable because I do. All right, let's get back to the video. So, in my Google Sheets, I have a spreadsheet called Social Media Ideas. I have a column that is idea, description, LinkedIn post, and also LinkedIn pick. Okay. You will see where that is going to come into place in just a moment. Let's go back to make.com. So we know in our workflow automations, we need to at least start with an idea. And that idea is housed in my Google Sheets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Google Sheets. Now, I mentioned in one of my videos, I think it's the intro, that I've heard someone say that make.com is like the glue of the internet. And I totally agree. That is such a correct statement. Well, how is the glue? How is it the glue? Because make.com allows you to use APIs from different apps, so many apps. That is how you are able to create so many powerful automations. Okay. Here, I'm going to use the API for Google Sheets. I'm going to connect with Google Sheets. You see that there, when I clicked on Google Sheets, there are so many options that I have. Now, you may say, Shay, what is going on? We're going to keep it basic. What I want make.com to do is watch for a new role. And what that means is, because you notice right now, I don't have anything in this spreadsheet, but what I'm going to ask make.com to do is watch and see if there is a new role, there's something added in a new role, then you're going to do something. That's the trigger. Okay. So I'm going to click watch new roles, and this is going to pop open. Now, the connection, that's the API I was telling you about. I connected what make.com with my Google Sheets. Okay. Then it's going to ask, what is the search path? Oh, am I going to search by path? No, because it's already, and I got mixed up. My apologies. I don't need to search by the path. It's already on the correct path. What I'm going to do is click to choose a file for my spreadsheet ID. And for my spreadsheet idea, I am clicking on, again, you see it's social media ideas. I have other spreadsheets, but this is the one that I'm going to click, and that means that it's getting connected. Okay. So you see again, social media ideas. Social media ideas. Now it's asking for the sheet name. And when I click the drop down, it'll say sheet one. And I'm going to go back to my Google Sheets, and you see, yes, that's correct. It is sheet one. And that is it. And for this, one more thing, instead of two, I only wanted to look at a cycle of one. I just wanted to cycle through one time. Okay. Row with headers. Yes, we want the headers to be there as well. Now that I am done, and let me go over it one more time, because I know I might have confused some of you, because I got stuck with search method. For, again, the API, it connected with my Google Sheets. The search method, there are a few ways that you can search. You can search by the path, which is what we're doing. You can select from all, or you can enter manually. The way that you enter manually, if that is what I was going to choose, I would go back, and that's how I choose to find the spreadsheet. Because if you have a lot of spreadsheets, you saw that I only had a few. But if you have several spreadsheets, you don't want to try to look through all of them. You can search, and what I do is I get this number right here, and I paste it back in, and then that is how I find my spreadsheet will come up. And that's why I got mixed up, because usually that is how I look. I don't most times search by path. I'll enter the link in manually. Okay, let me go back. Okay, I know. Okay, that's that. The table contains, so let me go back. It's in my drive. Yes, that's correct. The spreadsheet is social media ideas. We've already verified that. Yes, it is sheet one. Table contains headers. Yes, it does. And I want to say yes because I am going to use those headers later on. And it's going to say row with headers, and it's showing that it's A1 to Z1. Here is row one, and that's where they get the A1 to Z1. Okay. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click all. So it's asking, where do you want to start? And I'm going to say all because right now I don't have anything in my spreadsheet. If I had something in my spreadsheet, then I would have chose something different in order to start my automation. Okay. So now that we have that, and I'm going to click OK, I'm just going to run this to make sure that it has successfully connected with my Google Sheets. In order to do that, and this is a good time for us to just talk about one of the items on this taskbar. We'll get to everything else later. I'm going to click the purple arrow and I'm going to just run once to see if my scenario, my automation was successful. And I may say scenario because it's the same thing as your automation. And the green checks mean yes, that was successful. Let me move it over. Okay. Yes, that was successful. Great. Now that I know that it has connected to my Google Sheets, the next thing that I want to do is I want to, because I'm not a creative person, remember that in this scenario, I'm not a creative. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add another app. I'm going to add ChatGPT so that ChatGPT can help me with how to come up with my social media post. So I'm going to click on ChatGPT, and I'm going to choose create a completion. This is the same thing. If you use ChatGPT, it's the same thing as you type in a prompt. So that is what I'm going to click. And again, here, and this is an API connection. Now, you may be saying, well, I've never saw API if I'm on ChatGPT. That's correct. It's actually an OpenAI API key. This is what this tab is for. So if you go to platform.openai.com, you could put /API dash keys, or you could just put, and let me just make sure before I tell you, you could just put platform.openai.com. Okay, yes, correct. So don't worry about what is on this screen. All we're interested in is finding our APIs. So I'm going to go, if I come to this screen, it defaulted to docs. Well, I don't want the docs. I want to go to my dashboard. Okay. When you go to the dashboard, you see on the left-hand side, it says API keys. This is where your API keys are housed. Okay. And here are my API keys. Um, Friendly, warning, and reminder. Your API keys should be only for you and not to be shared. If you share them, that means anyone can use them, and you're going to be the one that is charged for them. For what we're going to do, and most times for APIs, it's such a nominal cost. Okay, it's such a nominal cost where you can put in $10, and you see I have a $9.99 limit. You can, and I haven't used anything yet. That's what the $0 is for. You can increase your limit, but I'll show you that the fee to use the API is so small. It's like 0.00 cents. Like it's very, very small. So $5 would be good too. So that is my API. Now I'm going back to make.com. And if you have any questions about APIs, and how to get there. Again, you can either, I know there are a lot of videos on YouTube that talk about the APIs for ChatGPT, or I'll have a link in the description box if you have any questions about automations, Airtable, make.com, APIs. You can schedule a free 30-minute call with me. Okay. So now here I am back on make.com. My connection is already there. Okay. That's where my OpenAI connection is. That's why it says it, because I've already added mine. I want to create a chat completion. Now I need to choose the model. And yes, there are a lot of models. Honestly, the model that I choose is ChatGPT 4 and oh no, my apologies. I'm going to go back to the latest. Hold on. I want to go to the latest 4.0. Okay. And it's connecting on the back end, it's connecting to my OpenAI account. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to create a message. And this is the same thing as creating a prompt, like what you do if you are on ChatGPT. Now, I have my handy dandy prompts ready. The role is going to be the developer system. Okay, and here is my prompt. You are an experienced creator. Your task is to create a 200 to 300 word summary and ensure it is current, relevant, and likely to spark interest among readers on the following topic. And you may be saying, well, Shay, there's no topic. I know. We have to create a topic. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to go back to my tab and let's pick an idea. For law firms, let's say estate planning. That'll be the idea that I want ChatGPT to create a description, a summary about concerning estate planning. Now, it can't do anything yet because it's watching for the roles, and you see there's nothing that I can pass to it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to disconnect. Hold on, let me disconnect this right quick. And I'm going to run it again. I'm going to choose where I start. I'm going to choose manually because I had already ran it. Oh, let me refresh. Hold on. Let me see, because it said it has the estate planning. Let me go back because I wonder. Hold on. Let me exit out. I'm going to choose. Oh, I'm going to run this module only. And you see right here where it says idea is estate planning. So now I have something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my chat GPT back. And now I'm going to click in my box because I want to tell it where the topic is. And the topic is in column A. That's where estate planning is. And I'm going to drop it down. And you notice anytime that you are connecting the apps to each other, the app that you are connecting from, it'll pulsate so you'll know that's the app that you're entering the information from, which of course is pretty cool. Okay. So I'm going to click OK. And you see it's red. There's no red. So we're good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it again and I'm going to choose where I want to start because I still want to start on that. I want to start on that same row for estate planning. So I'm going to click estate planning. I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to run once. And you can tell it's working because you'll see kind of the circle and we have the bubbles that mean we're good. Let's click on the bubble and see the information. In order to see what ChatGPT came up with, I'm going to click on choices, one, message, content. I know it's a lot of clicking. And this is all of the information that ChatGPT has came up with. No worries. I'm going to show you how you can connect it into the Google Sheets, okay? But you see the importance of estate planning, securing your legacy, and protecting your loved ones. Okay, and that's a summary. So I'm going to click out of that. That was successful. Now we know that we have a result. What are we going to do with it? Well, I'm going to click because what we want to do is get that information from where ChatGPT had it, and I want to put it in this description row. Okay. So I need to go back to Google Sheets again. And now instead of, you see that we don't have add a row because, watch a row because we've already used watch a row. Now what we're going to do is we're going to update a row. I'm going to click update a row and it's going to open up and you see search by path. I'm going to click the file that I want. It's the social media ideas. Sheet name, we know it's sheet 1, and row number. Okay, so when I open this up, you see not only does it have the past Google Sheets, it also has the ChatGPT information as well. And so now it's asking, okay, what row number do you want? And here you see, here is row number, and it says 2 right now because that's the information we just completed when we ran it for estate planning. But what's cool about this is it's saying 2 right now, but when we run it, it'll run based on whatever, when it's watching for a row. If there's a new row, then instead of 2, you would see 3. But we want to make sure that we want to update it to the correct row number. Okay. Yes, contains headers. Yes, we want to keep that. Now what we want to do is we want to update the description box. Okay. And we're just I'm showing you how to create the workflow automations step by step. So we see description, and that's why we're keeping our headers, because we know all we have to do is drag and drop the information from the description box. And that is all we need to do for the Google Sheets and what we're going to update right now, because all ChatGPT did was give us a description. We're going to click OK. And let me pull this over a little bit. All right. Now I want to go because I'm still working with the same row. What I have to do is I have to tell, because I haven't added any new information, I have to tell ChatGPT where to start. And we are going to start with our estate planning. Hold on one moment, because I think if I run this module only, okay, no, I want to run it full. Okay, we have our first bubble, good. Second bubble. Now we have success with this one as well. So when we go over to Google Sheets, we should see the description, and we don't. So let me go back and let me see. Let me see why. I updated the row. Hold on, with the description. That's not what I want. I want to go here. I wonder why it didn't do the description. Hold on one second, because it's right there. Let me just run this one only. Let me unlink this and run this one only. That shouldn't matter. Oh, no, let me link it. Let me link it back. Let me go back and see. I'm not sure why it's not showing the, we're updating the row and we're updating the, I did the wrong description. Okay. Wrong description. And this is real time. And so you can see the reason why it's not showing it is because I'm not trying, and that's why it was blank, is because remember, I said the description from B, but that's not where I need to get it from. I need to get it from ChatGPT, brain fog. So when, in order for me to get the description, I'm going to go to choices. I'm going to click message. And here you see content. This is where I'm going to put it. And it should have clicked to me, but I'm recording. But so sometimes you forget and you're trying to do multiple things. But you see, here's the description, and that's what should have triggered. I'm not doing it correctly. Okay, now I'm going to click OK, and we're going to run it again. And I'm going to run it from where I want to choose to start. Oh, no, no, no. Hold on, hold on. Let me see. Let me run this module only. Ah. Oh, it said it's an error. Okay, so let me go back and let me do what I said I was going to do. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to run it. Choose where to start. I'm going to choose estate planning. Okay, and then I'm going to run it. Okay, we know these two are successful. Let's look at our Google Sheets. Now, when we go to social media, awesome. I need to curb this because this is a lot of information. Okay, so this is all of the information that ChatGPT gave us for estate planning. Okay, so and the reason that we have this information is we want to check and see if as much information as we could have, that we're able to just not use such a like, oh, ChatGPT created it. We want to have information where it can choose, and you'll see ChatGPT will be able to gather and get information that will make a very good post. Okay, so now we're going to go back to make.com. Okay, let me scoot it over some. Now, what we need to do next is we have our summary. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're ready to create our social media post. So we're going to go back to ChatGPT again. And we're going to create a completion. Let me go to my prompts. Okay. I'm going to choose GPT 4.0 latest. I'm going to add a message. Your role is the system. Okay, and here is my prompt. You are a social media manager with expertise in writing engaging content that piques the reader's curiosity. Create a professional LinkedIn post based on an article about, based on information. Information. Okay, and now we're going to put in our information from, hold on one second, choices. No, not choices. Yes, choices, message, and content. So we want ChatGPT to use this information, summarize it to create our LinkedIn post. Now we're going to click OK. All right. So next, we're going to also create a picture. So again, we need to go to ChatGPT and we're going to choose Dolly. Oh, let me go back. No, we don't want to create. Oh, there we go. Generate an image. Okay. We're going to generate an image and we're going to use Dolly 3. And here is our prompt. Please generate a photorealistic image based on this topic. And let me get it and copy it in here. Now, in order for us to get whatever the topic that we want, what we need to do is we need to run the module that's before it. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. And I just want to run this module. And the reason we're only running this module is because we want to see the post. And that is what our next ChatGPT is going to use in order to get our image. And here you see is the output. Is your team ready for the future of work? The workplace is evolving. No, that doesn't. Hold on. I wonder why that is the output. Let me connect this. And we're connecting the result. Okay, so now I want to run from where I start. I'm not sure why it has that information. That's why it's good to check and not directly post to your social media platform, because you want to make sure it's still AI. There's still some kinks, and you just want to make sure that the information that it is giving you is correct and is something that you want to put on your platform. So we're running it again, and we're going to go over here to see the LinkedIn post should come up. It shouldn't be any issues. Okay, there we go. And then the URL, but they didn't come. So let's go back and see. Because I have one more in my excitement, I need to update the row because I have the information, but now I need to update the Google Sheets again with the information that ChatGPT created. So I'm going to click social media ideas, and the sheet name is 1. The row number, we need to go back to right here, the initial one for the correct row number. But now for our updated row, what are we going to put? We're going to put our LinkedIn post information. So we need to go to choices, message, and here you see content. We're going to put that in our LinkedIn post. And then for the pick, we're going to go to data and we're going to get the URL. We're going to choose OK. And now let's run it. And yes, this is how, when you're creating automations, this is the amount of work that that you have to go through because you have to test, you have to make sure you see in real time, and I'm not cutting it out of the video. When you're going through it, you are going to make mistakes. There are going to be things you forget, but it takes time. But once you have it set up, ladies and gentlemen, it's automatic. Okay. So I'm going to again choose where to start. I'm going to choose estate planning, and I'm going to run once again. And now we should see the LinkedIn post come through. Oh, it's still working on it. There's the LinkedIn post. Let me wrap it. There's our LinkedIn post, and here is our LinkedIn picture. Success. All right. So here is our LinkedIn post. Secure your future, protect your legacy. Estate planning isn't just for the wealthy, it's for anyone who wants peace of mind. And yes, this is a good post. Okay. Are you confident your estate plan reflects on your goals? Great. And it comes with hashtags. Now, let's look at this picture because sometimes, oh, this is a good picture. So I would use this. And what I was going to say is sometimes with AI, the spelling, and I did put, now listen, this is why I want to show you how ChatGPT was disobedient, because I said, do not include text, letters, numbers, or digits, just an image. Do y'all see that? And here we go back. Now, this is a nice image, and I would use it. Secure your future, protect your legacy. There are the words. And that is how you create a workflow automation. It takes thought process, a lot of testing, but again, once you've created that automation, you can have it scheduled and it can run, and all you have to do is just check the information. And I wouldn't directly post it to your social media platform, because a human does need to still be involved when it comes to artificial intelligence, just to make sure that the wording is correct, the message is aligned with your brand, the picture makes sense. And you may be saying, well, how do you schedule it? Now we can go to the bottom. So on the bottom, you have, because I know for a long time I was using Run Once for testing, but you have the ability to schedule when and how your scenario runs. Okay. It has at regular intervals, once every day, days of the week, and depending on what you choose, like if I put days of the week, I can choose what days and I can choose what times. And so that's where the this comes from, and all you would have to do is turn it on so that you could um, put it. All right. Now also, and you see it said your scenario is not saved. Shay, what are you doing? I'm going to save my scenario, and this is how you save it. Okay. And it's good to save your scenario. I'm glad it gave me a reminder, just because anything can happen. You don't want to start from the beginning. So this is the save button. Here, the scenario inputs, I don't use this, or in the scenario settings, I don't use as well. Notes, this is notes for your workflow automation. If you have this is it has versioning. If you had previous versions, you could click that and you can go back to the previous version again if you saved it. Okay. And here the auto align, let's say that I had my apps and it looked kind of crazy like that. All I would have to do is click the auto align and it would come back into formation. Here are more. Explain flow, I've never used this one. Export blueprint, if I like this one and I want to export it, I can export it so that other people, if they're interested in using this same scenario, they can import the blueprint. Okay, so export is just downloading the blueprint, and then import, you are able in make.com to import another blueprint from somewhere else, from someone else. Okay, and here the flow control, these icons, these are kind of like the most used, and I'm doing like air quotes, most used apps that, or tools that people use, because these are tools, these aren't apps. The flow control tools, and text parser, those are tools, they're not apps, but they're used a lot in make.com. And so it's just kind of like a quick guide where you, if you, instead of having to click this and then type in flow control, you can automatically, because you see it's here, you can automatically click this, and then it will come, and then you can choose which one, and I can add it. Okay. And that is it for how to create a workflow automation, kind of the thought process. And I will say this was kind of a simple one, but it's a good start of thinking about what you have to do in order to create an automation. If you have any questions about Airtable, make.com, automations, I will have a link in the description box where you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. Have a great day.